Hello. I am hosting another game here. We've got a TTS Season 12 Second Chance game, the semifinals in the West Division between Leif, who's Suzumi Kazo, versus Christopher, which is Hellcannon. It looks like Leif is playing a what am I seeing here? I'm seeing a criminal syndicate. I don't know what's happening. Sam Wilson mashup
A-Force.
here. A4, A4. Yes, okay. All right, there we go. Thank you,
It's like
Schmid.
Prim A-Force, yeah.
And then we've got Chris playing Hellcannon, playing Web Warriors, it looks like here. So I'm going to let the players know they can start the game. And joining me today is Schmid. How's it going?
It's good. It's good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good after
Oh, yeah, your
winning
big win.
my big win a couple days ago. So yeah, I'm feeling
We
still
won't talk
feeling
about that. I don't talk about CGR, but
that.
no CGR in this game, which is nice. I think he could be defenders too. He has. Does he have enough defenders? Yeah, with Wong.
Oh yeah, it might be a Webb's defenders list.
Yeah, that's a pretty common duel. It seems like for like it took Dynamo for like the tight maps and stuff like that. Wish Leaf was playing as Convocation, but A-Force.
He's got no mercy in his list, so he has got it's pretty cool. All right, they're about to roll priority here.
No mercy. I don't even know what that is.
It's like a free power for a days.
Let me read it.
Okay, so we've got Chris. I hope it's Chris, right? I have to make sure I'm not like fumbling that. But I believe his name is Chris.
You got a good map. Better than.
It's got the old building on it.
It is a pat map. It's a pat map.
But okay. Am I
What
like
old building?
crazy? Hold on? Do you see a building?
Where?
You can't miss it. It's massive. It's a size 5. It's this it's on Leaf's
Oh,
side.
oh, I don't see that.
Oh, check my stream. Check my stream. Yeah, it's wild because this is like the old version. They updated it and they fixed it with a new building. I don't know what's happening here, but maybe when you hit the
Oh,
random button, it's not pulling the correct updated version.
oh wow, you can see. I might rejoin the game because I can't see that map. Sorry.
I don't know if that'll fix it, but anyway,
If not, I'll watch your stream. I don't know how delayed you are. But
I have no delay.
okay. If it doesn't fix it, I might just watch your stream then.
Okay. Well, it
Share.
doesn't matter. Whatever works for you.
Yeah. All right. What do we got? What are the scenarios while we're?
All right. So yeah, we have Deadly Legacy Virus and Super Powered Scoundrels. We got a high threat game here.
2019. Yeah, man, scoundrels have been peddling like crazy. I feel like
I saw your comment was like there's like a 50% chance to draw Scoundrels. So
I feel like I get it all the time. All the freaking time I get scoundrels. I like it, but geez.
Yeah,
Need more
it's
paint ups out here.
let's see. Yes, it is. His name is Christopher. Christopher
Chris,
Hellcannon.
Hellcannon, and Leaf.
Yep. Yeah, so the winner of this makes it to second chance. We know something about second chance. Both of us won our last season. We won both second chances. So
the only way to make it into into the finals.
Yeah, I wouldn't have made it. I wouldn't have made it otherwise because I had no idea what I was doing during season 12.
You know, it's interesting because I went 4-2. I don't know what you went. You might have been 3-3
3
or
and 3. I
4-2.
think 3 and 3.
And the thing is, and this is probably my biggest not gripe with it, but my one gripe with second chance is that like it does make the season itself kind of feel less cool a little bit, right? Because like there's no pressure, but I kind of like the pressure. And then by the time you get to the season finals, it's like you're so far gone from when you won second chance, right? So like, when's the next season? Like April's the finals or something. So like the people doing it now are just what are they going to do for 5 months?
Yeah, I know. It is weird. But like they did have to. I mean, like I get it. I've been thinking about this as well a little bit too, and my thinking it just ended up being they, regardless of what happens, the player still had to win an event, like be the only player to qualify, and that's cool. I think that it doesn't really matter that it happened later. It just think of LVO and all that, right? Like LVO, this has now, of course, LVO does like a 64 player invitational, but this is like a 32 player invitational pulling from five, only five, well, 5 events, 10 events, I guess, right? You're pulling a winner from 5 events,
Mhm.
and you're pulling a cut
Yeah.
from 5 other events. So it's similar enough that I was like, you've earned your spot. And of course, I
Yeah,
say
no, I have no
that.
problem with the people making it. I mean, I made it.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's cool because it gives people like while the finals is going on, a second chance, something to do while the finals is going on at the same time. It fills time. I think it felt like for me. The only thing that felt weird wasn't that I got to the finals. I mean, I won the first 2 games, so that was fine. But like the season itself, I was like, I'm just playing stuff, and it doesn't really matter if I win or lose, other than my
Yeah,
own pride. And it works out. I don't have a problem with it at all.
yeah.
I don't think there's a better way to do it.
It
Um,
was. It would definitely made my season just like I did not care at all, really at all. I was just playing whatever I felt like at the time and wasn't stressing about it. It was a different experience from every other season I'd played for sure.
I was trying to win a bunch, so I would play Curtis in the hopes that I would kick Curtis out of the finals. And that's like my only goal is like find the good players, hope I play them, and try to just beat them so that they don't.
Yeah, the that was Curtis. I was um I was worried that I would have to play Curtis because clapped me a couple of times lately, and he has all the momentum against me. So like, uh,
He got Ice Lord as they call
yeah,
him.
yeah. Well, I've beat him before too, so it's like I think now it's like I've got the momentum because I eliminated him. Eliminated DM Lord from season 10.
Oh, did you? All
So
right, there you got the edge there.
yeah,
That game
we'll
was brutal
see.
to watch. That game was brutal to watch. I've never felt so bad for a game that wasn't my own.
Are you talking about like his
Curtis
game
versus
against? Oh, okay,
Curtis.
got
Yeah,
Curtis. Yeah,
that
yeah.
game was painful for me to watch, just because of the small missteps that Curtis had with like the missing aggressives, but also like what it took to like actually get there, like one shotting a bunch of stuff. I was just like, this sucks. This is Thanos, and I'm sad.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah,
interesting, right? Because it's just how this is how the game works, man. I had a couple. I
yeah.
mean, I had one like that was the
I
top
mean,
16, right? That was the top
it was
16. I
yeah. I
had
mean, it was also Curtis's fault for like bringing every virus into one location for Thanos to pick up, right?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
I was like,
yeah,
why did you move
yeah.
Bill next to Thanos just to flip the point? I mean, he didn't. I guess he said he didn't realize that it
He
combined.
would kill. Yeah, he didn't. He
He
wasn't thinking
forgot that
about
it
it.
combined for six
Yeah,
points.
yeah.
Uh,
Why can't Curtis have those lapses in judgment like when I play him?
he's on
He's
point.
on point when he's on point. Yeah.
So we have A4s potentially in webs, and he has a Crims. I think he's gonna go Crims, right? Like you'd go Kingpin here
Yeah,
if you're Leaf. Leaf always does these like interesting
he
um
does. Very interesting
duels.
list.
Yes, of course it's Kingpin, which isn't the most exciting
He's
thing in
got
the world.
Gwen. He's got Gwenpool. So we've got Kingpin, Gwenpool, Sam Wilson, Bullseye, Black Cat, Spider Woman.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's bringing. They say keep your enemies close. Very cool. Fallback, brace, front back, patch up, no mercy. You love to see it. And we've got a Web Warrior squad. It looks like so. We've got Miles, Spider Woman, Black Cat, Gwen, Spectacular Spider Man, Daredevil with Cat and the Spider all webbed up. Spider Tracker, Mission Objective, Brace. What do you think of the lists?
Six wide scoundrels. It's not that surprising. Probably is it surprising? That's not either. I'm curious who is priority. Do you know?
It was I believe. Oh shoot, I don't remember now. I think it was Chris.
We'll see who
Oh, no,
puts
no,
the
no. Sorry,
first model.
Hellcannon. Hellcannon said 20 threat. Yeah, here we go.
He had priority. So
S-
Mud Leaf picked 20, which I was saying fine if he wants to go six wide with what he has.
I mean,
Um,
it's good for the criminal syndicate player to go last on scoundrels here, so he can
yeah.
like undo any sort of displacement, kind of.
Do you think
Uh,
Webbs has the advantage over Crims on Scoundrels with their movement stuff or their pushes and whatnot? Or do you think it's pretty.
I think that it's there's definitely like a skill like I think that the webs players require a little more skill, but um so I would say if both players are dead even, I think that the criminal syndicates would could beat them, but I think that the webs have a higher ceiling or
Yeah, no, I mean,
I don't know because I don't play enough of this game to be an expert in like
I do like Leafs, and I think maybe some of it's just because of the way he had to do the duel. Is he's not like the potato kingpin list, pure
Oh
potato,
yeah,
right?
it's very fast Kingpin
It's
here.
it's not a rhino, lizard, kingpin, bill, the stuff that just sits there as a little like Curtis's list, but with kingpin. I mean, you could change out Emma for kingpin, and Curtis would be a Crims player
I know.
easily.
He plays a bunch of potatoes. Yeah,
Then he
totally.
makes another list, and it's like, oh yeah, you have the same four models. That's cool. I like it, man. It's like just different. Like he made a Doc Ock 2 list, and he's like sent it to me. I'm like, oh man, and he's like, oh yeah, the same exact models as I would take anyway.
Lizard Rhino
Can do
immediately.
anything. Leif is always doing cool duels. I started like looking at his list when he did like convocation duels, and I will say, when he made it to the finals against Deaton, I was sad to learn that his convocation duel was just the janky like Nick Fury thing. Like that's the main reason he uses it. And I was like, I saw you did it yesterday in your last
Yeah, yeah,
stream.
I did.
It almost lost, but it was a good game.
Yeah, it was.
He's
I
tight.
think if Dave played a little bit cleaner, he had everything he needed to beat me. There was just a few misplays on his side that I capitalized on, but um,
Dave's an actual friend of mine in person, so that's
yeah, yeah, it
I'm a
was.
still.
He could have beat me there. Just a couple of learning like.
You did not want to go on those fists, man.
Yeah, I was just expecting to use the damage against him, and then I
Mm,
mean exactly what had happened is what I was planning to have
yeah,
happen.
yeah.
But
It was no, it
yeah,
was good. It was interesting because he was all on them, and then I don't want to take away from this game too much, but they're just deploying. Um, I'm all about like taking the fist turn one and then getting wrecked by it later. Um, all right, so we got it's Daredevil, Spider Woman. So does he have Miles?
Miles is not out
Yeah,
yet.
he's not out yet, but he has them. Okay, so the cat and the spider thing on this one, I'm curious where he does it because he hasn't deployed the two models.
Yeah, I think that's probably why.
Oh, he has
But
deployed one. So
you
cat
probably
is,
do it on this lower side because the fire truck is kind of makes it awkward for the Spider Woman. But it does depend on.
but like he can't. How's he gonna throw himself to the cure like with that car in the way? Because he has to be within two of Spider Man. And it's one of those like I don't know. Was she gonna walk over? I guess she could walk in front of him. Yeah, she could walk in front of him, throw it, interact, walk back to the scoundrel. I mean, it's a cool safe grab. It's not the most exciting one because there's not like a pay to flip underneath it. Um, and he has prio, so I guess it's fine. I mean,
Wait. Oh yeah. Okay. So now I see. Yeah.
Leaf doesn't have a safe grab. I don't know if you need it in this matchup. Maybe if they knew each other, what they were kind of taking. Like, do you really need it?
I don't know. I
Overall,
don't think so. There's nothing. There's no alpha strikes really on either side,
yeah.
so I think you're fine.
Like, and Leaf picked that side. That's weird. I feel like the other way is better. I'm surprised, and maybe he had a thought process that I don't know about, but just like where that car is and where that police car is in the middle,
Yeah, is
in the
messy.
okay, I can't see the building on my map, but
The
I see
building's
Kingpin
not going to
now.
really have any significant
Yeah,
impact
I
anyway.
just think that like the fact that like Miles can run and sit right behind that fire truck, and Leaf doesn't have any size four throws. It's just really nice, right? Like just for turn one. I mean, Sam could throw a thing at him, I guess. So Sam is the one counter to that. And then Spider Woman may make it up on it. Oh, I don't think she will.
Yeah, I don't. It's tight, but yeah, I agree that this side that Christopher is on, Hellcannon is the better
Yeah,
side.
if you would have, and he wouldn't have known he was taking Cat and the Spider, but it would have forced Cat and the Spider to the bottom side, like because you couldn't throw to the objective from Leaf's side,
Yeah.
right? So you would know she's going to be there. I mean, you just give up that one and take another one. But yeah, I guess Webbs could always run over the. Yeah, I still would have picked the other side, but Leaf knows what he's doing, or he's going to tell me he had no plan for that one.
He kind of just like improvise, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
We do have a couple of cards here that you don't see very often. They say keep your enemies close, so Gwen is going to be able to spend 3 power and pull a character in within range 1 of her, which is
mhm.
very interesting. It's going to be really good for um, just absolutely sucking a character in that has a virus or something, and it maybe is
Mhm.
activated and retreated. Here we go. We've got Cat and the Spider.
Yep.
So Black Cat is going to be thrown medium. They both have to be within range 2 of each other. Spectacular and, well, Peter Parker and Black Cat. So here's the throw. Within 1, she can interact for free, unlimited amount of times, uh, part of the card, and now she gets to do her second action, retreating back to the scoundrel. Pretty textbook for the card. Makes
You
a lot
had
of
to have
sense.
Peter Parker to do this. Sorry.
Yeah, it's Peter Parker, so you can play it with either ASM or Black Cat.
Yeah, but it's kind of so. This has probably opened up a lot because of Spectacular, because no one takes Core Peter, and if you're taking ASM, you're not going to waste his one power to throw
Of
Black
course.
Cat because he's your safe.
Exactly.
So it's probably really, yeah. I mean it's a safe grab without having the eyes. You don't need an eyes character. You can keep it affiliated. I like it. I saw. I mean, Jim did it in the pay to flip ones like Scoundrel, not Scoundrel, Spider Portals, and maybe Scrolls or Hammers. It's pretty nice too
Yeah.
because you can grab both.
Same with
Now,
same with Legacy Virus. It would work as well. So the yeah,
oh
it
yeah, yeah, indeed,
basically
you're right.
it's the best case to play it is on Spider Portals, assuming you've got one of those 3 missions. Alien Ship would work too. Like there's multiple missions that have uh
Mm.
the same layout. Even Paranoia would work as long as you like position properly because they are offset, the Paranoia and the Spider Portal, but not
Mhm.
enough to you can still interact with both of them if you position properly. So there's like many missions that work well. So I think like you're gonna see web players play Spider Portals in their list a lot more frequently. Maybe the challenge that I see is that Peter Parker now has no power to interact. So the counterplay to it on Spider Portals is to just like double walk onto the portal, flip an uncontested portal, and Peter can't do anything about it. I
Yep.
mean, he yeah he
Yeah,
can. He doesn't have he has no power.
like I said, it's a cool play. I don't think it's anywhere crazy. You know,
Yeah.
I have a question for you since you're good with rules and you're tight like that. When you play, what measurements do you say you can do when you're picking sides? Do you like if somebody dropped the tokens like I don't like this layout, I want to flip it. Do you say no, you drop it? What's your thought on it?
Yeah, if you drop the tokens, that's it. You've committed to the side. You can measure as much as you want before you,
Mhm.
with your range tools, as long
Yep,
as you are, you haven't put the tokens down. Once you put the tokens down, I think it's over. That's how I approach it.
that's
Um,
fine. I've seen both ways.
I
And
think that
I'm
that's the way the rule book works too. I think like the rule book has like separate paragraphs for how you do that.
gotcha. All right, cool. I tend to just look. I have people drop it and flip it, and I'm like, I don't personally care that much, but I understand. I mean, it does matter sometimes, right? Like maybe it would be. I, I wouldn't be surprised if Lucas has every map in a file that shows where all the things are going.
I had thought about that doing that
I thought about
before.
that too. I was like,
Actually, I started doing it once and then I did one and I was like, I am not, this is too much. This is too much. And then I
open the
stopped.
map, do that one extract that like drops all of them, and then just take a picture. I mean, you could really like as bad as you could study some of the maps and know a lot of like the little distances. Like you could have map notes, given that TTS doesn't change their maps that often. Like you could have like, oh, I got this one. I know that the center line is just over the fire truck, or that this train is not going to allow me to. If it's a pat map, it's going to be like something that's a half inch into your deployment, so you can't actually put somebody on top of it or something like that. Um, but yeah, I mean, you could really get good at learning the maps and stuff if you really
Yeah,
want to.
I think that's it depends on how big this game gets, but if this game ever got to the level of like Warhammer games or whatever, like just got double in size, maybe triple in terms of like popularity, I think we would definitely see multiple people doing things like this. It's just still not enough people that like those like anomalies that would actually dedicate the time to doing that haven't popped up yet.
And so, see, this is like an example of why having the other side of the board is better because he grabs that, he gets hit by Gwen, he takes no damage, which where they both had rolled great, and she gets the web line him closer, which it just if he was on the other side of the truck, nothing he couldn't do that.
Yeah,
So
so far we've had Daredevil just double move to the central secure. And same with
Mhm.
Kingpin as a counter. He also did that as well. So we've got Kingpin and Daredevil in the middle. We got Spider Woman. So Daredevil grabbed the middle legacy as well. I should have mentioned
Yeah.
that. We had Spider Woman then grab the top flank, and now Gwen did move to the scoundrel, her scoundrel, did a range 4 attack to auto generate a power, and then spent 2 power to pull Spider Woman closer to Hellcannon's side of the board. So now, yeah. So then now it's up to uh, Leif to go with his characters here.
So would you, if you were Leaf, have taken the center scoundrel or the side one first? If you knew you were only going to get one of them.
The you talking about the virus?
Sorry,
Yeah,
yes.
I would have taken. I I don't really know. I think I would have put it on Spider Woman because Black Hat is on the other side of the board. So that means that the
Hmm.
only way to take it from her is to attack her, which will probably do damage. And that means that she'll have power to take it back. Whereas
Hmm.
Kingpin, uh, you might not. You might be able to take it from him easier without doing damage to him. Or Black Cat is closer. So I think that's reasonable that Leaf grabbed the one furthest away from Black Cat, basically.
Oh wow, he just did 4
Throw into
damage to.
Daredevil. Whoa, that was big. Is Daredevil going to respond?
I mean,
That's
Bullseye is
huge.
really
Through
good.
cover.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. He rolled. I didn't realize he rolled a one. So 3 damage. Well, there's no cover on Bullseye's attack, so
Yeah, that's what I mean. And also, he has blanks. He counts blanks, and he just didn't get anything. It was a major whiff.
yeah. I mean, Bullseye is a nice little two threat versus him because you can just chip him down. Like with 5 health, all the defensive tech doesn't matter. If like, oh, I just it's 2 auto essentially if he wants it, right? If Kingpin goes first, which he's not going to because of the priority, he could just like he's in position to just kill Daredevil instantly. Like there's nothing. Okay, no, Gwen's not there to help him, so yeah.
I think that
That's
Daredevil's defenses are too strong. I think we're going to see an opening with Bullseye being able to
That's
open
what I
with.
meant. I meant Kingpin player
Oh
doing the
yes,
bullseye 2
yes,
auto damage. Like there's nothing he can do. He would just tap him twice and
yeah,
never miss.
exactly. And also Daredevil, if he did do that aggressive to attack, you're hitting Bullseye in cover, so it's like you're probably not pushing much through anyway
Yeah.
there. All right, so we've got what is this? This is a Spider Woman into Spider Woman. So it's 4 hits into 2 blocks.
Okay, 2 damage.
So
Nice.
there you go.
No stun or anything would have been nice. Spider Woman's like stunned before. It's
Yeah,
so good. She's I like her a lot.
all right, now we're gonna
But sometimes if people are good about playing, but I play Convocation now, so I just wreck her by getting around all her defenses.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. It's nice to play Mystic. Like I mean, when you get to go Mystic into Avengers, it's just like it feels nice.
I was like, just walk up to Sam and kill him. Nobody can do anything. There's not a ton of anti-mystic people that aren't like Convocation. I mean, Jugs and whatnot, but all right.
I'll be right back.
I'll take it. Don't worry. Sam is attacking Gwen. I think she blocks all of it, which is nice. I mean, they're blocking like crazy, but he gets the ricochet. Who's he ricocheting? Who's on the building? I guess I can look myself. I don't know why I'm acting like I'm not the one streaming. This doesn't seem.
All right.
I think you might need to get in there.
Oh, what
No,
happened?
I think that he ricocheted into Spider Woman, and she's a stealth, so you can't ricochet something you can't see. He was definitely not within 3.
Okay. All right. Good call. Good job. Making sure.
Well, Miles is stealth too, right?
Yeah, yeah. They're all.
All right. And then one less power on Sam, I guess.
Yeah. All right. There we go. Fixed. All right. I'm glad that we caught that.
That's the universal we. You weren't even here.
I do that generally so that I can
I know. No, I'm
shift.
just giving you shit. No, and that was a good play by, I mean, throwing at Ghost Spider, like to push her off of it for later turns. Though I guess he always had the second one standing there. The nice part about Crims in this case I like is if you take this less potatoy, more like go up and get stuff done, is you still only need one person in the back, and they still need two people to counter you, and you can start being very annoying to like get on their points and start taking them from them early. There's
Yeah,
a lot more damage turn one than you would have. Well, I guess people are just going up and doing stuff.
they got a few long range hits here, but I mean, of course, we're gonna see Leaf. I think we're almost certainly gonna see Leaf double walk one of the Black Hat to the bottom point here to block the point. All right, we're going Miles into Spider Woman. This is why we're seeing like so many attacks go into Spider Woman here, is because I think that there's gonna
Yeah,
be the Kingpin team can just start like slowly doing like a slow march in terms of like getting the secure dominance
yeah.
and then eventually could peel off extracts. They've got how many steals on both sides? Two, three. It's 3-2 in terms of how many steals available. But
Yep. There's a lot of steals which are important. I mean, I just think the Kingpin list can do a decent amount of damage and just start. I don't know if I like.
well,
Yes,
I think this Daredevil damage is putting
it's
the
so
web
big.
carrier in a very yeah. They're very nervous about what is going to happen next.
Like, do you even? I guess you try to kill him because you want the scoundrel or you want the virus. Because I
Yeah.
could see a world where like you can't leave him up because he'll run away. I guess. I guess you can
So
double.
you double move because it means spectacular can't really do a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah,
So do you like leaving Daredevil
for
low? Like
Bullseye, yeah, because then
you
you're just
force
shutting
him to
down the
go.
activation next turn. Yeah, I don't know. You're going with Bullseye as an opening move to daze a character is almost always like very like
Oh yeah,
the best thing you like that can happen for
but
your
Daredevil
game.
has to like get out of there, right?
What's that?
Daredevil has to like get out of there.
But he can't. How does he can't. There's nothing to
And
do.
he just walks away.
Oh, who has? Oh, shoot, shoot,
He has
shoot.
priority.
Yeah, I mixed that up.
That's what I was like. But I think
Okay,
that's
okay.
fair. I
All of
think
my
you leave him up
analysis is
anyway
so wrong. Okay.
because no, well, I was saying like if you have priority, of course you just go kill him. But
Yeah, the
you're
bleed.
basically
So yeah,
forcing him to go. I mean, he
yeah,
has to go with that. So I think it's probably something that people need to get better at, including myself. Sometimes is like looking at the board state, like when there's two or three activations left, and saying they have to do something first, right? Like he right
yeah,
now, Leaf knows that Daredevil has to go or he's gonna die. So you can do something aggressive on the other side, or like he knows that his Spider Woman at the top is probably gonna get to go and either run away or
yes,
attack
exactly.
before and sometimes I mean sometimes the toughest turns are when the enemy you have two damage left, one damage left, two damage left, and you're like I have to go first and I don't know who to go with, and then they all daze.
Yeah,
uh,
exactly. I think that yeah, we're gonna see a double move here. Or maybe that car might actually get in the way, but
you
you
can
can just
stand
go
on
right on
that.
top of the car. Yeah, you can go right on top of the car.
Yeah,
And yeah, exactly. The thing that I see exactly what you pointed out is that Spider Woman Leaves probably thinking to himself, Spider Woman has the ability to pivot or rotate because Daredevil is in too much danger that it'll force him to go. So that's going to block that point. What are we seeing here? We're seeing 4 points for Leaf, and we're seeing 3 points for Chris.
yeah. It's a good turn for Leaf. His extract holder only took two. Daredevil's low. He even has bleed, so if he double walks, he's going to be on one.
Yeah,
And the
it's
other thing too is
scary.
with Leaf's aggression, where are you going to put him? Where are you going to put Daredevil? I think the best thing you can do is put him like at one of the two back points and mission objectives
I was
to
just
the.
gonna. That's funny that you say that.
the-
The mission. I was just thinking the same thing. A mission objective into Black Hat might be what you need to do. I don't know. Like you're getting putting two on Black Hat. The the Kingpin leadership pass though is something that we might see happen as well, right? It only costs 2 power for a character to pass an extract to another.
Range
So
three.
yeah, range 3.
I could see she's not on that point, but I could see Spider Woman like giving it to Sam potentially, and or Kingpin himself, and then just being annoying, and then saying I might steal yours eventually, even though the other two on the other side of the board. But Are there three people up top for
Yeah, three
web?
spiders up top. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean you just like I mean they're all fast. They all can rotate, so I guess that's not fair. This is one of those interesting games where like everybody except maybe the guy in the middle is super fast and you
Yeah.
could go anywhere. You know, if this was like potato team, you can like run away to the other side potentially and do stuff, but ain't no potatoes. No one can throw that truck on either side, right? There's no
Yeah,
random
no,
like
it's
card
stuck
or
there. But they
something.
all have they have wall crawler. Every single one of them on that side has wall crawler or
Yeah,
flight.
but we're just not gonna see I just want to see terrain off the board, man. I
Yeah,
want
yeah,
to
that's
see
not
big boys throwing stuff.
kingpins, terrain throw, and that's it, right? Hold, am I missing something?
Sam
Um,
can no, she doesn't. He doesn't. He doesn't. He doesn't. He doesn't.
yeah, so only kingpin.
Spider-Man can, right? Little guy. Doesn't he have like a range 3 throw? Does he have a size 3 throw too?
Size
That's
3, range 2 throw.
oh, it's only characters.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. All right. You don't see many character only throws, do you?
Sabretooth has it, like the new Sabretooth Apex, and Medusa have it. I don't, there might be a one or two more, but
Okay, so he's not going with Daredevil, so he's
wow, he's
accepting
just letting
Daredevil.
him die. Interesting.
All right, but I guess he has the opportunity right now to spender. Well, he's not going to, but he could have spendered the virus off of that guy
Fall
if he wants.
back. Oh, okay, interesting. That, okay, let's see what we got here. Yeah, fall back.
Yeah, I
Who
should
who
take
just who just did the attack? It
another
was
Spider. It was Spider Woman versus Spider
okay,
Man,
okay, that makes sense.
but that's
I don't know. I don't know if that matters because he's just gonna now leap within 2 and hit her again, or maybe like
yeah.
that's the
He can
option.
hit her again, but he. I don't know why he fell back when she did no damage because she wasn't. I don't think she was within 2, so I don't think he could have spendered her to drop it. I feel like the well, she could have got it back. That's the other thing too. If you spender her, she can just spender you back. So that's why it's weird that he went first with her, unless he's really worried about the running
He
away.
just
But
went for the yeah. I think this was tricky. I think yeah, he's gonna pay for this. He's gonna pay for this on Daredevil. You have to now that you've already gone in though. You think you have to just go in more. I think you have to leap within 2 and hit her again. But I don't know. It's a pickle.
yeah, it's. I mean, Kingpin Scoundrels are just really obnoxious, and it's just like they like them just not even moving from where they are is annoying, right? Like they don't. Not that they don't have to do anything, but like it's one of the more. It's like the. It's like the CGR of scenario play.
Ooh, that was really well done placement
Yeah,
there. Stayed on the
yeah.
point and hit him on range 3.
That's if only you could have three range killers at the same time, that'd be an easy measurement.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Proxy
ooh, nice
basing and all that.
block,
Oh
bro.
man, yeah, no damage.
Damn.
You needed more out of your 4 threat there, so that's a bummer. Let's
That was
see
really, and he
if
got fall back out. I mean, that's something for sure.
yeah.
Which again, I think it was a weird fallback because I just don't understand.
I
I
don't know. I thought it
mean,
was totally. I thought it was reasonable enough.
what are
But
you trying to do though? I guess.
yeah, I mean, it didn't have a massive payoff
I
really,
guess when
but
you took no damage and the fact that he could do what he did, like just web swing over, I
yeah,
just
yeah.
maybe for future, but now like depending on what happens, Gwen can just like pull you back again.
I don't know. I think
Oh, we'll
that
see.
that was your
He's gonna
heavy
kill
hitter that side.
Daredevil.
Okay, here we go.
Daredevil is always
Yeah,
good.
of course we're gonna see Bullseye into Daredevil here. He's got 2 health left.
I mean,
The question is, does Daredevil retaliate? That I think he does. I
I
think he
mean, if he
does.
gets a chance, right? Okay, he blocks it.
Oh, look at
Oh
that! Oh my,
no,
he's
he'll
gonna take
block it with.
one. He's taking one.
No, no, he's gonna take
Oh,
one from the ability, but
yeah, yeah,
I mean, I think you have to go up and just knock him, right? How does it
yeah.
work?
You do.
So,
You have to pay 2 power. Aggressive. It's like an aggressive into an attack.
yeah, I would do it.
Yeah, I think you have to. Else, like, there's no. Okay, he's just taking it.
What?
Interesting. He's hitting and run. Now he's doing a hit and run.
I don't understand. why
I
you don't return
my
it.
only thought here is maybe he thought that he can't pick up the legacy because he's too far away. That's what I
I mean,
thought. But
he'll
the
just
hit
go
and
with
run, the hit
another.
and run
Yeah,
is messes that up. Maybe he missed the thought of hit and running. I don't know.
gotcha.
That's like seems like the only way that makes sense.
Should
Um,
play.
so yeah, here we go. A bullseye's rolling is like
Yeah,
amazing.
I mean, this doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter
No,
what he
no,
does.
none of this matters.
The only thing is makes him spend one power
Oh,
if
look at
he
that.
does.
It will.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, sure. He gains the power. He gets it back. All
Just puts
right.
it behind the car, moves behind the car. I don't know.
Is
It's
it
like
within?
the only thing that like Leaf would have loved to see probably was he could have spent if he Bullseye still had that power on him, he could have spent to pass it. But see now I don't like this. I would have just done the hit and run. I don't think you're getting on the point. I could be wrong actually, but if he gets on the point, that's exactly what he would have hoped for. But I would have put him behind the car. I didn't think he could make it, but
I think that looks pretty close. Because you can drop the token, you could have measured 3 between it, and then seen if you could place yourself. I mean, it's not. Yeah, I. I'm looking up Daredevil right now to see why he wouldn't have done what he did. Like, why wouldn't he have done the attack?
yeah, I
Superpower.
think I think it's just a miss on hit and run. I don't know. I'm sure
Yeah, but
there's a
even
reason.
oh, what are you gonna do? Like, you're gonna run Spider-Man like behind the car and go get it? Like,
I also like. I mean, you should have. I think you should have at least pop the aggressive out. I don't know. Like, he's saving up for Devil's Deliverance. Maybe that's the other thought.
maybe
But
yeah, I could see that.
or like
It's I guess
positioning.
it is 5 power, so
The other thought is that I would have liked to see a check to see if you could have done just the short move, and even if you're not in range of the attack, you're within range 2 of spectacular, which could have set up mission objective. But I
Mhm.
think he's valuing the position, the staying in the position he's at with Daredevil now to just slam the other team next round. It's hard to say. You're still having to hit through damage reduction in both Kingpin and Gwenpool, so that's kind of tough.
I'm curious to see when this keep your enemy close comes in, because that's a card that when Gwenpool came out, everybody was talking about. It's the next deception,
Yeah,
it,
exactly.
and you never see it. You never even see her, let alone that card.
Yeah, I think
Um,
she's cool. The thing is that Kingpin loves the displacement aspect, or a lot of that's where he's most popular, and she has none of that, other than the card. Um, so I think
she's
that's
like a
just
potato. She has so much stats for a 4,
yeah.
right?
She's got a lot of cool things, right? That reroll. She's got the what is it like the web swing kind of thing? Is it a range
Yeah, she
two
doesn't have a
place?
token. Yeah, I mean, she's. I guess she's not the most exciting card, but she has a lot of stats for being a 4, like damage reduction, 4/3/4, 6 health,
Her card's like glitching for me. I
reroll.
can't see what her place is. Is
Yeah,
it a place 2 or place 3? Whatever.
it's,
Doesn't say.
I don't know. I can look her up anyway.
Yeah, I'd have to look her up if I cared enough.
I'll look.
We'll
I'm
see
sure
when
not.
we'll see when she does it.
Place 3 without. Oh, I mean, it's a place 3 and
Place 3, that's good.
no objective. I mean, that's place 3 and double. She's like a 4 threat magic, clearly. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
2 power. I mean, man, she travels better than cheaper than Ghost Rider. How do these people get away with this?
Wait, so it's a pay 2 to travel to teleport 3?
Yeah, you just
That's
can't. You
wild.
just can't have a token.
Oh yeah, yeah, right, right. Okay,
But if
so
she
we've
doesn't have
got
one turn left,
Miles
uh,
going into Spider Woman here.
yeah, another
3
web swing into.
is the range 2 on
Uh,
this.
I think he measured it. I didn't see. I bet you.
Well, let's see if how much damage he takes. If he takes only 1, then it was
Rose before damage, right?
yeah. So okay, collision. This is why you don't press right click while you're doing that because it messes things up. But it doesn't matter. They
Looks
figured
like
it
he
out.
did 2 damage. 3 damage.
So he was outside of 2, and he braced to survive on 1. which is tricky because doesn't he have another attack? Yeah, okay, here we go. If he
Now
rolls the
she's doing
wild, you're dead.
wild or just 4 versus 4. I mean, he didn't get anything. All right, Leaf survives. Wow.
Whoa,
Mm.
that's a bummer. He's definitely going to get out of there and pass the objective, or he's going to pass the objective now, and then just attack. Hmm.
I mean, the only person over
Patch
there is
up.
Gwen.
There's a
So
patch up ability. You can attack and then patch up.
yeah, I guess you. I mean, and the thing that sucks for the webs is like they're just so out of place now. Like if she runs away, so obnoxious.
Yeah, it is. I am. This is complicated.
This does not look good for the webs. I know it's only turn 2, but just don't see like this epic position where you can do enough damage to get rid, and like the crims are like on your side of the board, right? Like Kingpin can double walk to that back point where Gwen is if he wants, and just say, "All right, now you got to move me." And Gwenpool can teleport to the other one and say, "All right, and who's gonna go after?" I mean, there's pass. All right, can he pass?
Yep.
Why would
Yeah.
he went? Okay, he can pass one, so he's retaining priority anyway. So what did she do? She just double walked to the back.
Yeah, yeah. Just staying out for the round. I think that just
Yeah.
like the fact that you already have the secure dominance, it means that
Mm,
you can just afford to run away a character because
yeah.
you really have like what 5 other characters plot times 2, so like 10 other characters kind of
Yeah.
for
It's
scoring
brutal.
purposes.
How do Webs win this matchup?
I with a lot of displacement.
But do they have enough? Like who displaces on this Webs teams? Gwen, Miles has a throw. Cat,
I th-
Spider Woman
yeah.
can't. Daredevil can, I guess, if he was alive. That's again another thing that's I found weird was not going with Daredevil because you have Prio unless you daze somebody. But it just feels like I don't know. I don't know how important Prio is in this, but
This the way we're talking about this reminds me of the when the Mystique Dream Team came out on Senators,
mhm.
which is when you run Mystique, Toad, and Pyro,
And
and then
Judge
you run
and Hulk.
Juggernaut and Hulk, and you just start. You can Juggernaut, Hulk, and Toad can all grab your opponent's and
Senator.
Senators and either retreat back or your Toad, and the way it was very tricky. Basically, it was like a lot of players felt like it was auto lose when you pull that scenario. Um, even if you win party and pick your secures and then you get that as your extract, you just like lose against Mystique team.
Mhm.
It was yeah, I think that was true a lot of the time. The problem, I mean, like basically, I decided to just bring a kill team. Like I was playing Malkuth Cabal at the time, and the answer was just to kill them faster or
Mhm.
use the size fours to throw them, etc. And so basically, what I'm saying is that the Criminal Syndicate player is probably advantaged. I think I already said this earlier. Like equal skill level, the Kingpin player is probably advantaged. But
Yeah.
I think the Webs can win this
Yeah, I think it
with
can. It's just in
if the
this
Kingpin player
situation,
doesn't make mistakes.
it looks very hard right now.
Yeah.
I mean, Gwen, if he kills her, I mean, it's I don't even I have zero. I mean, I could see him scoring 2. I could see him scoring 7 this turn. The
Yeah.
no, he can't. He has enough miles to sit on all of them. Yeah, did he get her? He got her. Yeah, I could.
Whoa. That's a problem for
What happened?
so I mean like it's a problem like for the spiders like
Oh yeah. Oh,
oh
oh,
no
100.
mercy triggers the so you get this as soon as you daze them like this happens like right when you daze them you get the bonus points so she's paid for it so now she's going to be using her rocket launcher I think like next turn you've got an 8 dice energy attack
Oh,
with a wild you hit them with everyone around them incineration.
gotcha. I thought there was something epic coming now, other than
Oh
her just
no,
having.
no, yeah, no, that was just a big. That was a huge for
Yeah, and what are you gonna
Leif.
do? How do you get rid of her? She's. I don't think
Pass,
a
yeah.
web
Oh man, ouch, yeah, another
is
pass.
brutal. I just. I mean,
Now you've won that point. You've won that scoundrel, right? Hold on, who's on it? We've
no
got
one. Spider Woman.
Spider
You
Woman.
got it.
Yeah, you've got it right now. Yeah,
Man, I guess you could rotate in a way. I mean, Yeah, sure. He's getting 6 right now, and the webs cannot take any of the points other than killing people or throwing them off. So I guess
Yeah.
uh,
What's that range on? You're gonna have to attack through cover. You're gonna have to attack the other black cat. Yeah, there we go. Black cat on black cat violence. This is like a kind of like a little bit of a Hail Mary here.
if you're Leaf, do you ever like do your spender on her just to stagger her?
Let's see. Let's see how much damage goes through on Chris's
One,
side here. Um,
I
oh,
guess a
sorry,
reroll.
sorry. It's Leaf attacking. Oh, okay, that makes sense. My bad. Yeah, he's attacking because he doesn't have this legacy virus, so you might as well.
So he does 1. Oh, he got a power, and he's gonna do what?
No, this
Just
is
run.
this is good. You don't want to give her more power, so now she can't steal from Bullseye because she doesn't have enough.
But why did he attack her then? Like, what's the purpose? Just to do a damage to
I
her?
think so, because like if you're both gaining a power, it's like net neutral. I
Hmm.
think Leaf got basically exactly what he wanted, which was only a 1 power gain. He could
Hmm.
have. I guess the question is like, why didn't he just steal from her? But I guess the answer is because if you did,
She could
you
attack
just
you
steal it
once.
right
Go
back.
back.
Yeah, yeah, steal it right back.
Like, oh, that's really obnoxious for both of them, right? Like, I hope he just combines the legacy viruses next turn. Just run up, steal, and then have everybody like throw them on the same character and end the game that way. I mean, I think Leaf's going to score 6, if not 7, this turn. Because if Spider-Man walks up that point and doesn't like get a bullseye, then he can double walk Kingpin to where that car is and get that one.
Yeah, so yeah, you're right. He is gonna score it because we're gonna see Kingpin. Yeah, we're gonna see Kingpin double walk onto the secure and throw Black Cat off of it, or like he'll try. I think he's too big to actually fit. The terrain is blocking.
He doesn't have enough
Um,
power. He throws 3.
his throw is 2. Kingpin's
Is it
throw is
only
2.
2?
Yeah, yeah,
What a man! Oh man,
yeah. It's
brutal.
pretty good. So Kingpin is gonna look to double walk throw, and he's gonna do it to whatever character has activated, probably.
Yeah.
Um,
You're right. I don't know if he'll. Can you? Let me read. They're saying each. Okay. You can only throw if it's. So he's going to steal from him.
and he's spending 2 to leap onto the
Oh
point.
wow. Okay. Oh yeah, Black Hat hasn't gone yet.
You
This
go just
is.
leap onto the ambulance. Like, why are you? It doesn't matter. Like, if just
You can cover for being the scoundrel anyway.
yeah, like just get on the ambulance. I don't. Maybe I'm not thinking there, but
Maybe it's probably so Sam can attack and push her off the point.
but it's oh yeah, that's why he was measuring the range 3. I don't know if he had the range, but either way, yeah, that's reasonable, I guess. Then so we have. Let's see how much damage Bullseye takes here. Ooh,
Brutal.
nothing.
I mean, oh no, he rolled too many dice or something. 0 anyway. I mean, you're probably not killing him. This is how if it's Hail Mary type stuff, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's gonna. It's well, at least we have a quick stream, man. Right?
Okay,
Potentially.
we'll see, but yeah, that's not every game can come down to the last activation. Okay, that's just how it is.
Mhm.
Most games don't come down to the last activation, so
Yeah,
um,
especially with these like non like they're the scoring teams or scoring teams where it's like positioning stuff, and if it just starts snowballing, it can be so hard to.
yeah, you don't have
Right?
enough ammunition or enough
Yeah,
attack power to
because
Hail Mary much.
the Crims have the scoring advantage and they have the damage advantage at the moment, right? I wonder if we'll get in range of that. I
Looks like it's probably
think
gonna
right
happen.
next to the car.
Looks like it's
That's
happening. I see it happening. You're gonna be. Look at that. Look at that. Lots of room.
doesn't even have to throw them.
And you toss them. The only here's the thing though is that Yeah,
I
so
think you
he
throw
only
him
has
in back.
one power. He only has one power, so we can't really do anything about
Mm.
this.
I mean, I don't really care which way you throw him, but I would have thrown him. Like maybe he's on the card to a point that you can't. I would have thrown him like but the other gap, the gap, like the lower gap,
I see, like over here. Um,
like down, no, like
yeah,
down between the light pole and the bench.
yeah, I see. I see. You can't see
Just
my
like
mouse.
we
I
have
just
to
realized,
double
but
walk to get to that point. Like technically, I guess you could walk once and get to it, but you can't attack. I mean that's smart. I mean you could do it to me that way either, but
yeah.
like
So
basically
so
gonna tie that one.
spectacular not having a builder and having just it's a gainer means that like you can, yes, you know what you can do in a turn, but so does your opponent, and that's exactly why Leaf didn't attack or didn't like throw him into terrain. Because if he
Mhm.
threw spectacular into terrain, he's sitting at 2 power. All it takes is one more power, and he has a size 3 throw. It's a character. Oh, look at that! It's a character only throw. Wait, hold on. Is Kingpin's also character only? Is that what you were saying? No, it's turn.
No,
Okay,
his is
spectaculars. Okay, yeah. So now he can't move, attack, and throw in a single activation here. He's really
yeah.
neutered, and that's what Cat and Spider kind of messed that up. But
Gotcha. So he was basically set up so turn two he couldn't like move, attack, throw, which you might
yeah,
need.
except the problem is that you would have lost that VP anyway round one if you didn't use the steal, the midline grab,
Mhm.
because you would have had only one character on the back line. So like um you're just kind of they're both situations were bad. I guess that's why um hmm it was just bad. You needed to be more I don't know. There's no real answer
Right?
here other than be more aggressive into the Kingpin team.
But it's
But
just like you're not set up to be, right?
no,
Like
yeah.
what are you Gwen, these characters are not killing the Kingpin name. And the thing is Leaf did a good job and took things that are just as fast. So he's basically a better leadership, right? Because this isn't really a super attacky type game. So the Miles leadership really doesn't matter compared to counting for double. And the teams are very similar. Like they have how many? Two of the same models, and then you have some other fast movers. Is it just tacking in? That's okay. It's all good.
Yeah, range 4 attack. Then he's
I
going
guess
to yeah, the answer is to get the power. Then you're going to do your web swing for 2 and then you're going to oh, he pushed 1 damage through. So actually Leaf probably let that through. Oh, he had no power, right? He had no power. So he used cover. Oh man, I would have let that through
fine. Just give
because
Kingpin the
then
power.
give Kingpin 2 power next turn to do another throw. Because
Yeah.
now next turn he's not going to throw. Um, yeah, I would have let that through, but he looks like Leaf opted to use cover there.
Why are all these web swings three? Jeez, that's so far.
Yeah, they're fast. Webs are freaking freaking ridiculous. They feel ridiculous to play against. Oppressive.
Yeah.
I don't know. I play against a lot of good webs players, so maybe I'm just biased.
What are your thoughts on Kingpin? Would you ever play Kingpin?
Yeah, I play Kingpin. I don't know how to play Kingpin. Um,
I don't know if that's a true. I mean, what do you mean you don't know how? You walk on points. You walk on points and hope the enemy, and then you think when the enemy is like at a certain brain cell smartness, right? Like if they are a very good team, I think, in like I think they dominate. Like, what's that they always talk about? Like, Kingpin has a very high win rate, but then everybody at the top like thinks they aren't that good, right? Is that because you got to know how to play against them in the displacement, and then like the onus is on the enemy to know more or do more. I think you mentioned in the beginning, right? The webs, bad webs players are really easy to beat, right? Because they don't know what they're doing, they don't run around and rotate as much. And I think Kingpin's the opposite. When you're not
mhm.
good, Kingpin is like impossible to beat because you don't know what you're doing and they just sit there and they count as two. And then when you have a team that can do it and you're better, they don't have the tools to deal with you knowing what you're doing
Yeah,
sometimes.
that's
So,
totally
I mean, you kind of get what I'm saying,
yeah.
like that kind of thing. So that's a.
There we go.
I'm not
We're
saying that
looking at
Hellcannon doesn't know what he's doing, but it clearly didn't start well either for him.
yeah. I don't know if I don't think it's really a matter of Chris not knowing what he's doing. It's a matter of
Yeah.
Leaf like just knowing exactly what to do.
Listen, I like Leaf going aggressive with it. I think make him. make them attack you, right? Make them waste activations. I think it's um, I think in general in this game, and Leif, I mean, he's been doing it with his like Nick Fury thing where he grabs the two mid line extracts with the grunts. Make the enemy do stuff, right? Make them try to attack you. Make them waste maybe turn one moves, you know, to stop you. He's gonna go attack Black Cat and then charge back to the other point, I guess, or he charged out, walked
Yeah,
back.
and then you're gonna go back exactly.
I this game might end next next turn.
Oh yeah.
Like he's gonna score 6. Yeah.
Well, we have no damage.
Mm, sad. Let's see if he walks back.
Yeah, of course you will. It's like a VP. Like,
Yeah.
all right, we're gonna score 7
Oh,
to
7.
1.
Yeah, because he didn't even put Amazing Spider-Man in a position to at least stop one of the other points. He would have had to put him up in the ambulance to do it.
Oh, that was yeah, that was a big turn. 7.
Yeah, 7. Yeah, okay. This is one of those ones where you're just like, I don't even have the bodies to stop him. Like, if he just puts all his guys on one side of the board,
Yeah,
right?
this is in very yeah. I don't know how to get out of this because all of the characters that are on the secures are all full health.
Oh,
Right.
it's there's nothing to do. We're just going through and seeing.
Yeah.
We're just going through the motions.
Yeah. Exactly.
Let's
Um.
see if what he does is turn 1. Is he gonna go after Spider Woman? Don't know.
She has no She has stealth, so it's like I don't even know if it's
Yeah, what do
possible.
you?
Miles could move web swing, and
Yeah,
I
Ralph
still think
throws
he's
him,
out.
and then you're just sitting back there with a point. The thing is, like we said, at this point, you need your bodies to even stop him from winning on security. So if you every time he has 5, 6 bodies,
Yeah.
he can only like if the kingpin had one person on each, unless you daze somebody, he wins 2 of them, right? Automatically.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. This is like it's
yeah.
challenging because now you just can Kingpin can just rotate
I know you're
around.
not supposed to say it,
Spider Woman can like win the game with a just a double move, like a
it's
double move onto a
challenging.
point.
It's challenging. I
It's
like that,
challenging.
by the way.
It's all my off my white collar experience in the workplace.
If like if Black Cat would have just walked up and stole Bullseye's point, like wouldn't that have been better? Or did she not have the
She
power for
had
that?
only 2 power, so she had
Oh, she only had 2? Okay, never mind. My bad. I
yeah.
thought she had one more. Okay. Oh, she got it from attacking. Oh, I might have been looking. Tis, yeah. 1 power. Devil's Deliverance. Do it. Go attack both of them. Try to kill them.
Yeah.
One thing about MCP that's interesting, and I've come from other games, is despite it being a 36-inch map square, almost it's really tight, right? Like you sometimes run to the outside edges, but for the most part, you're really playing on like, I mean, for being how big and wide, I'm using air quotes, how wide Scoundrels is, it's really tight when you actually start putting models there and realizing like attacking from Scoundrel to Scoundrel is not that hard.
Yeah. You are really only playing on like a 2 by 2
Yeah, it
inside the
feels like
three
a
by
two by
three.
two type thing, except if you're running away to like
Well,
at the
that's like
very
basically like if you imagine the deployment zone around the edge of the board, like that is a 2 by 2. If you cut that
Mhm.
out, so
Yeah.
for the
No, I
most
like it.
part,
I
you
like
are
that you
playing.
kind of get into the. I mean, it makes turn 0, 10, and 1 more important, but you're in the action early.
Yeah,
It's not like some games where it's like turn 1 is a lot of setup. Like you basically deploy into turn 1 moves that are just setup moves into turn 2. So Maybe that's why the games end so quickly. Other than scoring is fast. I mean, this. Yeah. What do you say to make this entertaining? What is he doing now? Has he picked up? He's just looking around, I guess.
Yeah, I think he's just like, this is what you do. Basically, go through every single possible situation and try to pick your best out.
So
But
assuming nothing crazy happens and like people die, what would be your first activation as? Uh,
um, I would I would go. Who am I? I'm Black Cat. Ah, man, I think I have to freaking go into Bullseye here.
but
Black
if you were
Cat.
Leaf, if
If I,
you
oh,
like
is Leave
say something
activating
happens,
first? Oh, okay. So I would go with Black Cat into Bullseye if I was Christopher here, and it's like it is a kind of like a Hail Mary play. Um, or I would hold on. I would steal. Oh, yeah, she only has one power. Okay, it's just very not great, but that's I guess what I would do. Um, man, that's just that's just brutal because Leaf has, and I would counter that with the Black Cat steal back. Move and steal the legacy back probably.
I like your play. Just freaking all other characters. Does Gwenpool hurt herself with the?
If it says other, then it probably wouldn't. I don't know what you're talking about. I think she does. All
Looks like
other
she
characters
hurt
when two of
herself.
the target gain. Let me see.
Yeah, that looks like
It
it
sounds like
do.
she does.
Hurts her own people. I mean, it's a big missile, so why not?
Yeah, it's exactly. Let's see here. All other characters within two of the target suffer one. Yep. So she would incinerate herself.
Whatever.
I don't think it's a big deal.
I think. Okay,
Okay,
what is she doing?
we're
Is he gonna?
doing.
I mean, Daredevil has something like he's measuring in a weird angle. Let's see, Daredevil.
So Daredevil. Okay, so let's see. What has he got? Daredevil has the pay two power and roll a free attack, and he's got the spender with a range 5 auto push. I mean, yeah, that's another option too. Is of course going for a.
Baton hook
You
into a
you could
giant
all
devil's
web you could
liver.
all webbed up. Like who has to play for all webbed up? Anyone could pay for it. So you could
What is
all
it during
webbed
their
up.
turn?
It is during your turn, so like it's Chris's turn, so he can play it. It would
But
only
he
hit
can do it with
Gwenpool.
somebody else.
Yes, you can. Yes.
Okay.
So like I
Yeah.
mean maybe, but like the other option is yeah. So
I mean, I think he was measuring if he baton hooked Gwenpool towards him, if he would get within two, so he could
oh,
do
that's
like
what it was. You're
big
right.
devil's deliverance. But there's everything's so far. I just don't think you're gonna get Gwen. Maybe if you had the greatest attack in the world. I, It's one die. I mean, it's a six dicer, and it'd be eight. I mean, that's not enough dice to kill her. I don't think. If you had like enough power, like if he had one more power, and he could pull her in, webbed up, then Devil's Deliverance, so it'd be like a 10 dice reverse, Black Cat and Gwenpool. Maybe. I mean, I still don't think it's enough, but if you got both of them, it would be a good start at the very least.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't see that. Oh, the baby's moving. Your kids are older, right? Aren't they like
Yeah.
10?
Yeah. They're doing their own things right now.
Yeah, what do they do while you stream?
They are they game. They started watching Yu-Gi-Oh. They're into Yu-Gi-Oh right now. So they're binge watching the first couple seasons.
Um,
I'm watching with them here and there. So I haven't seen it since I was a kid, but that's like what they're into right now. All right, so we've
educate.
got a free attack into Gwenpool. It's probably going to be the attack that pulls her in. So we're looking for a wild from Chris's dice here, and a hit, and he gets the hit, so he's going to get uh the free push towards Daredevil. He
No,
did not roll a skull, so that means Daredevil does not take a damage from the roll. So that was a free attack action, basically.
you can only do it once. Okay, so because that costs two,
Oh, look at that! It
he
worked.
can
So
do it to. Oh, he
now
can't pull Kingpin.
Why can't you pull Kingpin? Is it only size 2?
Size 3, yeah.
So you hit bullseye now. Oh, here we go. You hit bullseye with it, with the other one, with your actual action.
Yeah, the problem is,
Bullseye will just you wanna hit him without doing damage, so that
yeah, you gotta do no damage so that
uh
he can't hit and run. He has a good card. I don't know why he's not. I mean, I know he splashed a good bit, but from a 2 perspective, like I know people do Toad because of the scenario stuff, but he's such good damage.
yeah
He's so obnoxious. Like he hits like a 3 threat, right? He
yeah
punches above his weight for sure, and then I mean, I guess when he's he's Cabal. Oh man, I'm balling out with Cabal next. I got to. I can take Bullseye and Ultron. Oh, this is gonna be great. Holy crap!
yeah. Cabal is a lot of fun. That's for
I'm not
sure.
taking Malekith though. I
Yeah.
refuse to take
Well,
him.
Malekith is just like a wet noodle now.
Yeah, he sucks now.
Oh
No one
man,
plays. Yeah, no, I played him once the other day, but
how
he's
did it
not
go?
seen enough. I got lucky and won. It was
Okay.
like fist.
All
It
webbed
was
up.
a pickup game. I was like, oh my god, this team is good. It made me want to play Cabal, but I want to play the Red Skull 3. The only reason I want to play Red Skull 3 is because it means I can take Ultron every game.
Yeah, yeah,
It's hard to fit him in every points in Wizards. I'm an Ultron 2 stand now. I
yeah.
was
He's
I was
sick.
a Strange stand. I was like, I'm just playing this game because I want to play Strange, and now I'm like, I'm playing this game because I want to play Ultron. All right, did he get it? Or he just webbed?
No, he
Oh,
all webbed up, so he didn't. So now
so he
he's
got
hoping to
them.
do an attack. I would imagine now he's trying to do an attack to gain enough power to spender. Maybe, but he would need 3 power, so he needs to put 3 damage through onto. He gets 2 extra dice, so he's rolling 7. That ain't it. That's such a freaking.
Ain't it? Oh,
It's
jeez.
there's nothing more of a bummer in this game when you are behind and your dice whiff.
Yeah. And the thing is, speaking of dice, it's especially you see a lot when streaming and people in chat and stuff like Dice Lord, whatever, whatever they call people. But like, if statistics aren't really people's best suit most of the time, and they don't understand that like averaging 1 means you're going to see a lot of like you're only rolling like 5 to 6 dice at a time. Like getting 5 hits is not crazy. Like roll 5 dice and see how many 4 pluses you get. Right?
Yeah,
Sometimes you get all 5. Like it's not that crazy. You do the math in like a calculator, and you're like, oh shit. Wow. I had my sorrow about Lizard killing Ultron through books from 0 to 8 damage with 2 builders and a
yeah.
throw, and
That
I'm
is
like,
that is wild.
I did the math on that. I'm like, that one is like less than 1%. So I was sad about that one. But sometimes I do the math and just say, oh, that was 15%. It doesn't sound like a lot, but
Can
it's not
happen.
that's not
Yeah,
bad at all. Right? Like
yeah,
that happens. I mean, there's a reason it's 15% and not 0. So
that's
if,
right.
if anyone wants to get better, a big advice I have is to ignore dice as much as you can. You just can't let it like get to you all the time. It happens. It sucks. Like I'm with you guys. When the 10%er happens and it wins you the game or loses you it, but usually you can find a lot more mistakes if you just don't focus on that. All
Yeah,
right. Well, he is gone, and that's it. He basically Gwen is going to just. I would just go and try to blow up like Ghost Spider or something,
yeah. You're going to um.
or other Spider-Man. What is he trying to do?
He's seeing line of sight. He's checking like a line of sight to see if he can see Gwen's base.
Hmm. I guess he wants to double the big shot to her, if possible. She gets cover. I guess you
I
could like,
I see line of sight here. If you like look,
yeah,
you can literally
yeah,
just
I,
clip it.
yeah, I could see it. So he's doing the big shot.
Looks like it. Probably. Yep. There's the 4 power. 8 dice energy. She's cover from the
Yeah,
mission anyway. Could just be enough to just obliterate her. Oh my gosh, there it is. Oh man, rip.
rip, Ripperino, and he's gonna shoot the other
2.
Spider-Man. He's not stealth, is he? Ooh,
He gets her. Is the wild before damage? I wonder.
he didn't
Before
do
damage. Oh, you didn't get the wild anyway. So okay. Well, he can.
it. Yep.
He can pay 2 and do it again to someone
I think
else.
you just I think you just teleport to the point and like attack somebody else or something, or teleport to like the bottom point where or it doesn't matter. Honestly it doesn't matter at this
Yeah,
point.
you
I
can
don't
goof
think.
up quite a few times. Nobility. Oh, look at that. He's in here. He said, I'd argue the awning on the building blocks line of sight. It has to be accounted for per the rules. Yeah,
The
that's
honest
that's totally fair. I guess it would have depended on the players agreeing, but um, yeah, was the awning? Yeah, I guess like that is a good point. Sometimes players will agree to not count certain aspects of the terrain or not. It's really best case scenario is to talk to your opponent before the match to agree on what counts as the actual part of the terrain and what parts don't. But
Wait, does her thing only
yeah,
cost?
2. You told me that earlier. You said it costs 2 to teleport 3.
Wow, it's so good. Yeah, so he could have like teleported before he did this, and then who do you, what the hell? Did somebody patch him up? Did his black cat patch himself up and then he teleported up on the building?
Yes, yeah, yeah, exactly.
Did you play patch up at any time? I never played that card.
Yes, you can play patch up anytime.
That card is for wusses.
No, nobility in the chat is the opponent of this match for the finals in second
Oh, is
chance.
he?
Yep. So
Is this the West? Why is Leaf in the
yes,
West?
he's in Saskatchewan. I don't know if you know where that
The
is,
West?
but that's
I
like
don't know. I
it's
just consider the West the easiest bracket, so I would play there too if I was.
yeah, it's a couple hour. I think he is like lives in Central Time, so just decides he likes to play games later at night, and then that's why he plays in the
You
Pacific
think that's
Division.
why? Or you think it's because the West is the easiest bracket?
Okay, so let's hear some rankings in terms of which bracket hardest to least hardest would
Hardest
you
is probably Europe, just because there's so many people and good players. Oceania is the easiest because there's just no one in there. West, I think Central is the hardest USA one. There's just a lot of people in it. East is next, and then West is the easiest for
Oh, you
sure.
think East is the okay? So here's what
Second,
I'm
East is the
gonna
second one. But there's
I'm
the thing is, there's a lot of guys who go between East and West, East and Central. Like
yeah.
I could play either. It's only an hour difference. West really is a big time difference to where it's a lot harder. Um, I mean, ability. I mean, he's out there killing people, and look at him.
Nobility says the West will not accept this slander. I'm gonna rank it differently. Um, I'm gonna say that the hardest bracket is probably Central, and then um, Australia, Oceania, and then
Is the next
is
hardest?
yes, and then
You
I
think
would
Oceania's
say
hardest?
East, and
You're
then
lying, right?
no, no
There's
I'll
no way
East,
Oceania has like 12 people. You have to win like 3 games.
and then West, and then Europe. West is hold
You
on.
think Europe's the easiest one?
I mean, you get the amount of times you're gonna dodge players that can actually beat you
That's
is gonna be
fair. I mean, there is some.
substantial.
Okay, that is true. It depends on
I
how
don't.
condensed the good players is, and sometimes you just like the person who got paired down, or the two people play each other. I think like you and like Magic Nick played once. Did you and Magic Nick play
Yeah,
the
I
first
played him
round?
in. I played him. Yeah, I think
Yeah, so I remember that, and I
it
saw it, and I was
was.
like,
I
well,
think it was this season. I don't remember. Might have
that's
been last
better
season.
for everybody else because one of you are out. So if they can get a nice game off Lucas or something, or Nick, whoever won that game,
Yeah, he got me.
easier road. I mean, yeah, you gotta play who's in front of you. You gotta win. I mean, I'm being a little jokey about the West thing. I know there are good players that
Yeah,
come out of the
I'm
West.
my ranking has like no actual thought in it at all. But like yes, as Wargaming Dad mentioned that it's the less players means less players make cut, which means like if you're playing in Oceania, you almost certainly will have to play against the best player in Oceania
Yeah, that's
to make
typical.
cut, almost guaranteed. So whereas Europe, you could be playing against like to make it into cut, like your last game that do or die could be against
Yep.
like the 10th best player in the bracket.
All right, I'll be right back, Lucas.
Yeah.
I gotta grab my kid from his
All right,
crib.
so we have Bullseye who has moved up and attacked. It looks like that's Leaf side. All right, I've not actually been paying attention too much, so I'm trying to get caught up here. We had Bullseye just moved away from Black Cat to basically prevent the steal, so that you need to do two actions, and one of those actions has to be an attack. I think it puts him in a good spot. Oh, maybe he okay. Either way, it doesn't really matter. What's happened now is Bullseye has moved away, running away. We've got Black Cat gone. Oh, she must have attacked, and it must have been a fall back without the attack. I wonder if fall back, like, do you have to do the attack? Or the parting shot? This character suffers one. Oh, you have to do it. Interesting. Okay. So we just have Spectacular, Miles, and Spider-Woman to go. And the viruses are with Bullseye, Spider-Woman, and Black Cat on this side. He's looking for a move web swing into a range 3 hit on Spider-Woman, which is just not possible. Looking any way to stop Spider-Woman, and that's just not possible. She's way too far back. So we're yeah. He can pass here. So
All right, I'm back for a little bit.
yeah, we're still on the same position we were at. Chris has 3 characters. It's his turn to go, and
No,
Leif
one.
has 4. So I think we're gonna see a pass in a second.
I mean, with Sam and Spider-Woman back there, did somebody die on either side?
No,
No.
it looks like Black Cat attacked Bullseye.
And then just she steal anything?
No, it looks like she didn't do it much to
Oh
him.
wow! So
Not
she
enough.
just attacked twice, did 1 damage, and
Yeah, looks
or
like it.
maybe none.
I think 1 because I think she had 1 power, but
I think he attacked her. Is what how she got that power back.
yeah,
Um,
maybe. Either
I don't
way,
know. Yeah, maybe you're right.
it's
Maybe she did. She spend him? Was he staggered? Maybe he staggered her. I
it don't
don't
it
know.
doesn't really matter. I think that
It doesn't matter. It's so rough.
it is a rough one.
I'm just
Another. Oh.
I'm gonna hold the milk. We hold the milk. My kid's with me.
Yeah,
Just if you
it's
hear
cool. That's
you
cute.
hear a baby, don't make me mute myself, bud. We're watching a game. I like Nobility. He's in the chat. He's a good guy.
Yeah, he was a co-commentator a couple weeks ago. It was a
He's a
lot of it was
police.
fun. Yeah, so this will be a good match. Leaf and Nobility. It'll be a tight one. I'm hoping that both players
Let you stream.
will be okay with it being streamed, because I'm trying to get as many league games streamed as possible.
How does your wife let you stream all these games? I really gotta ask that.
Don't try to butter me up after assaulting my region. Hey, I thought was it me? What did I say? I said
It
West
was
was
me.
where?
I said something nice about him. I
West
like
was in
him.
the
He's a
middle.
good guy.
I don't know. Was it West in the West was second? I think I rated West second hardest division. Central West. I don't know. I don't remember what I
I'm
said,
still
but
wondering how your wife lets you stream all these games.
yeah, I don't know, because she has her own. She does her own thing. She has her own hobbies and friends and all that. And
Does she have a cool hobby like you, like this?
no way. This is the coolest hobby by far. Right? There's nothing that could be better. Uh, uh, I mean, yeah. I don't know what to say other
Your
than,
kids
like,
play with
she has
you?
her own things that she doesn't worry about what I'm doing.
Do your kids play MCP? Are they old enough? Are
No,
they like eight?
they're old enough. I've taught Liam, my son, the a few of the rules, and we played a little bit, like, just for attacking and defending and nothing else,
Mm,
just that, and it was okay. But they're into their own hobbies and
all
things.
right.
I think that one
And
day
they put down like three
I'll get them
range
out.
shoulders and you yell at them and they don't want to play anymore with you because you rules lawyered them. It's like, you can't have that.
Nah, it was no. I haven't really taught them anything about the rules. So maybe one day. I mean, one day it'd be cool for them to learn the game. but I'm not gonna like force anyone to.
Yeah, no, I understand. Yeah. You know
Yeah.
anything
I
you
just think
done?
about like my parents and like the hobbies that they had, and just like I didn't really, I wasn't invested into them, or like I didn't, I knew like they did their own thing, they did their things, and so it's like I was fine with that. I wasn't sad that they did their own
Yeah.
hobbies, and so whatever. I think it's the same thing. Papa Megs, Greg says, my wife keeps me out of trouble, is what she says. I mean, the game. I think the game does that.
Yeah.
Okay, the game definitely keeps me. I just like sit. I'm like, where's Lucas? Oh, he's if she wants to know where I am, all she has to do is wait a couple hours, and her Twitch notification will pop up saying I'm streaming. Yeah. So I probably threw Malekith Cabal at my kids first game. They didn't understand. Yeah. Yeah, instead of getting out the belt, it's just like, all right, I'm gonna pull out my Cabal list here now. You guys, this is what you guys get for misbehaving. the That's funny. That's good. My kids have we've played a lot of board games. That's what I did a lot with when they were growing up. We don't play as much now, but we've play once a couple times a month maybe. But there were a few times a couple years ago, especially during COVID, where we played board games probably like 2 or 3 nights a week. We'd be playing board games. So of course I've got a big board game collection of like 120 games and of all types, and we've played a bunch. So my kids definitely know how to lose. They're really good losers. um, but yeah, it took a while though. It took a little bit a while. It took quite a
Yeah.
few.
My kid's only 2, so he's not doing anything cool like that.
Yeah, yeah. They'll yeah, it takes they'll get there when yeah. So they're they've also won games. It's cool to see them win when I'm like I I just try. I don't want to not like just give them wins for free.
Yeah.
Most of the time, and so when they get their wins, they of course they feel great. But yeah,
And Leaf's gonna feel great after this.
yeah, sure. Leif is the captain of the Canada versus U.S. matchup that's happening on December 10th, I think.
Oh, are the teams released yet?
No, I think that's coming out tomorrow. If that's the
All right.
rumor, that's the rumor I've heard, is that tomorrow evening is that Leif is announcing. Chewy is streaming, and they're going to be announcing their team. So it'll be really cool to see who makes it on on each team. I hope I'd get to be able to stream some of those matches. That'll be really fun.
Is it all in one day? Or is that coming out with information?
I think he said on his YouTube channel that it was like it's all in one day. Yeah, it's all December 10th, and it's like uh, you pair up with like so it's like you have 5 Canadians and you have 5 Americans, and they pair up. I don't know how. Just either way, they pair up, and then they they play. It's just like if you win three on your team, then
Yeah, you win the round.
you win the round, and I think it's like best 2 out of 3 or best 3 out of 5 or something like that. So there's going to be at least three, well, at least 2 rounds basically is what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
based on
I
that.
know.
So
I know that I was asked to be on the U.S. team, and then I can't. I'm home alone with the kid, so I cannot do 3 rounds. But it's a great. I think it's really cool. I think actually, I think what he's doing is great. I think a cool system would be also like one that goes over the course of a week or two, and then like every night there's like a match, right? Like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday night, because we're all like within close enough time zones to make it happen
of
potentially.
course, yeah, yeah.
And so it would be really cool, like, because then he could stream. You could watch one at a time with 5 matches at once. How are you going to stream all of them, right?
Yeah,
Unless you have streamers
the
available.
only challenge, yeah, basically, I'm hoping the players involved will like stream their matches if they're not being covered.
Mhm.
But I agree with that. The only challenge, of course, is that if you get the teams, um, if you get 3 wins on the Canada side or US side or whatever, then the last 2 matches don't matter.
That's fair. I mean, that's fair as well. I understand. Yeah, I guess I'm thinking of it like a from a competitive like who's going to win the round side. I agree. From a show match side, where it's like we're
Bragging
just going to
rights,
show
yeah.
you 5 USA versus Canadian games,
Yeah,
right?
I
Then
like
it
that. I think that's super cool the way to do it. I also like that. Here's what here's like my thought went to immediately was that the losers team of like the first game. So you do this right. You do one game and for each day of the week or whatever. So 5 games. The losing team gets to pick the next matchup, and that way they can ideally like uh, win that matchup, and then it
yeah
goes
go back
back
and
and
forth.
forth. Yeah.
I mean, there's some pride involved. I mean, like, listen, if I'm 3-0 as let's say I was the U.S. and I was the fourth person, I want to win that game to go 5-0 versus Canada.
Of
You know what I
course,
mean? There's a
yeah, of
little bit,
course.
and I think one thing about that system that'd be pretty cool is your system's cool for the competitive side. From the non one, you'd say, all right, every match is 8 a.m. Eastern. I'm making up, whatever,
Yeah,
8
yeah.
a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Sorry, Eastern, and then you would know ahead of time, like everybody knows 9 Eastern. Boom, we're starting. I could be the Thursday night game because then I know, like, oh, okay, if I have something Wednesday night, I'm the Thursday night game. Let's do it. Now, it was a cool, I appreciate. I mean, I think the streaming, Chewy, Barncat, you, Norbert. I think you guys, this season has definitely been a step up of streaming games and content, and I think that's been great. And all the guest commentators. So, if people enjoy it.
Yeah.
Your YouTube gets what, a couple hundred views per video.
Yeah, it's
I
it's
wait,
it's pretty cool. I got a
nice.
couple of 500 views, and it's fun. Not that it matters at all, and I'll never be like putting ads on my YouTube channel because I'm all doing it just because I like it. But it is also cool to get like a 500 view
Yeah.
video.
So I've been making videos for years for different games, and it's funny when I'm watching YouTube and I see a video that has like 10,000 views. I'm like, that's nothing. I want the million. What the important ones are millions. And then when I make a video and it gets like 100 views, I'm like, this is amazing. 100 people watching my stuff.
Yes,
Um,
exactly. Yeah,
so I definitely feel it from the other side, and just putting out the good content. Eventually, people will come, right? Like I put out convocation videos that get like 10 views, and I don't give a shit. I do it for. I know
you
you're
get
gonna
more.
watch
You
it.
get more than that. You get at least one
You're
because
like
I watch
30 or
all of them.
40, depending. No, it's fine, but I do it for me a lot of the time too, where I
Yeah.
want to go through my thoughts. Um, I watch your stream of my game to see if anyone comments on it,
Yeah,
just to see what
I
people
can't,
think.
I can't help it either. I can't help watching back my wins because there's
Yeah.
a little bit of
The
like,
losses I haven't watched.
it's like an ego thing that I can't
Yeah,
like get over.
I think I've watched some of my loss. I definitely watched it because I like paused it for like 30 minutes while I laid in bed and figured out what I could have did better. It haunts me
You're
for like
better
ever.
than me because like I only take away what I remember in the game as my mistakes, and I rarely review them. You know
Um,
what? I'm impressed that the people, especially when they're games that mattered a lot to me and I lost them. I'm impressed by the people who have gone back and watched those because it is very difficult for me to do that.
yeah, I mean, it can never be. I just look for things I could have did better because I think people again complain about dice this one shot, blah blah blah, and I think if you really review it and like think about it, you can be like, man, I could have played this card. Even the game I was bitching about with Ultron getting one shot by Blizzard, right? Through books and everything. I was like, I could have sacked the attack on the last one and not risked it. I could have positioned him better. So this or that. Like, if you don't think like that, you'll never get better.
Yeah,
So,
totally fair.
um, anytime a game's over and you hear somebody say, "Well, I think I didn't make many," I'm like, you probably made a lot of mistakes. Nothing. I make a lot of mistakes. Even in blowout wins, I make mistakes. So if you have this thought process that you're not making mistakes, then it's hard to get better.
Yeah, in
Uh,
my game on Thursday, I I played Chains of Sidorak on She-Hulk while she was in Stalwart. What a waste of! It was just like pretty funny how bad of a blunder that was. Especially because I was asking like every other time I got to activate, I was like, okay, so I can't do this, I can't throw you, I can't do this, and then I still end up just like immediately you want to respond with your activation,
Yeah, yeah.
and it's like, oh, okay, so She-Hulk did that. Okay, now I want to immediately go with Ghost Rider. Okay, now I'm immediately gonna pull out Chains of Sidorak on her. It's like, oh, yeah, oops.
So do
I was
you
so careful.
find that you do you think rushing is an issue for you when you play?
When I see a line that is incredibly strong, I will like tunnel vision on it. Like it'll be a good line, and I know like
Hmm.
my opponent is resolving their last action. Like that line where I had where I was gonna like, oh, chains She-Hulk chains Carol and kill Okoye and all that,
Hmm.
and I just like it just locked in, and I was like, all right, well, I'm just doing that, and I just forgot to consider everything. But yeah, and also when I had to that game on Thursday when I had to attack Okoye twice to get her, I um I forgot to use my winging it. Like what happened was I accepted my dice results. I
Yep.
then basically said, or I don't know, I said or I implied or whatever. I let Okoye roll her rerolls, and I didn't step in and say, whoa, 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 don't do your reroll. Like I'm gonna do this. And then he did his reroll. I acknowledged the result and said, okay, well I'm gonna do this much damage. And I was like, oh, I forgot my winging it. And Jim actually let me. He was gonna let me reroll it. And I was like, no. I knew in my mind that I forgot about that. I forgot about it, and so I
Hmm.
I don't want to I don't want to go back past
Yeah.
that point, and so I was
Well,
rushing.
especially
There was
like if
rushing there.
I think with her having a reroll, like, listen, I'll say I'm on the looser side, not loose like rules wise, but I'll be completely honest with you. If you changed the Sidorak in my She-Hulk and I knew she had Stalwart, I would have told you when you did it and not made you spend the power. Personally, like I don't know if you did. You end up spending the power.
Yeah, but I
I
like to
personally
be
would have
spending the
not.
power. Yeah,
Like I would have been like, "No, you're fine. Like you can't do it." Um, but like there is moments where like he re-rolled it, and there is a world where if he re-rolled a block, right? If he only need to roll one block, you might not have winging it. You know, there's stuff like that. So I understand. I respect that for sure. Um,
yeah. I
what's I gonna
like.
say?
I think it's fine. I mean I remember you said this. You mentioned this on a recent video where you talked about Medusa and Darkreign.
Yeah.
And that's I don't know if you're referencing the game that I had because that's exactly what happened in my game. But um, I did paid for Dark Rain on a Medusa when I was playing into Inhumans, and it yeah, I just did that, and I don't know,
Yep.
I'm fine with it because it's I feel like it's like on me. It's
Yeah.
on me more than it's. I shouldn't let my opponent play for me as the position.
Yeah.
I can understand
I,
playing anything other than a stakes game. If there's stakes on it in terms of like we're playing in a tournament, then
mhm.
call it out.
It's yeah. It's tough because I'm of like both. Like if I did it and my opponent's like didn't tell me, I wouldn't fight to undo it, right?
Yeah.
But there's a part of me, and this is, and the reason I didn't bring it up there, but maybe I saw it happen with you, but I think it was you. And then I asked Johnny what he would do, and he said I would, that eat shit basically.
Yeah.
You know, and I was just like, there's a part of me, and this is part of why like my scrubbiness, I don't play CGR or whatever. There's a part of me that doesn't want to win that way. Like if you do a move that you're not supposed to do, and it's just a bad tactical move, that's different. But if you like do something that like you clearly like, if you just read this one rule, you're like, oh, you know what I mean? Like there's a part of me that's
Yeah.
like, ugh. I mean, I won a game against Kingpin because he could have passed and then walked him through a guy off a point, but he didn't pass. He walked him through a guy off a point, and I had a way to get him back. And he had like a shitty activation he could have did and forced me to do my last move, and it would have like tied the game and kept going. And he missed it, and I felt legitimately bad. And I didn't tell him after the game about the play because I was like, "There's nothing I could have did if he just would have noticed he had another model and activated them first." And like that one, even though I won, I felt crappy afterward. But
Yeah.
going back to this play speed thing, I know the game's going on, so I'm sorry guys, but I don't. Nothing exciting has been happening. I find myself I play very fast, and like I have a good active, I have a good plan coming, but then I realize like I could have moved just slightly better to take care of sacrifice or take care of a throw angle. And there's times where I say to myself, I really need to slow down and be like, what is the best play here? Especially when it's like, sure, if you're double walking and throwing something off a point, it's not that big. But some Ultron activations are very like, I need to put my grunts here so that I can throw this guy with my spender into him, and I'm going to push with my wild trigger. It's like a big math equation
Yeah.
with Ultron stuff, and I think about them a lot. What happened?
Well, we
He
had
went with
Spider-Woman attack
Spectacular
Gwenpool.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Woman attacked Gwenpool. It did 2 points of damage. So that patch up coming in, was obviously very impactful.
Yeah, and I guess Miles can come and try to throw her off. I guess that probably would have been slightly better, right?
Yeah, so we're having Sam is just rotating away, so Miles can't really do anything.
And what Spider-Woman's going to get the last activation anyway, so the Spider-Woman in the back can just double walk back to the points. That's why I like that move. Like you mentioned, is smart. You run away as far as you can, and with the knowledge, I think some people do this. Like Leif did it right; he can get back to the point. Some people run away so far that they can't like do anything the next turn, right?
Yeah.
Because they can't make it. Now she's a long mover, so she can easily make it, and she has the glide. But great. Now he rotates out. She comes back. That's another powerful thing about Kingpin. If you're good at rotating, it just becomes very difficult.
Did we exploded crits? But that didn't matter. I think they fixed it. Okay, yeah, he attacked Black Cat and no crit explosion, so no damage. Yeah, this is over, right? I think.
I mean, what he has Miles, and what can
He's
Miles do? He
scoring
can't.
1, 2. He's scoring over here 1, 2, 3,
He'd have to
4.
like go
He'd have
after.
to get Bullseye or Spider Woman. He would have to daze Spider Woman basically. That's the only, and even then he'd have to daze Gwenpool and Spider Woman because you're scoring 5 right now. Oh, my bad. Yeah, because Spider Woman is about to get the back point. So
Yeah, I mean,
there's nothing
if you
stopping us.
daze Spider Woman, yeah, it doesn't matter. So, do you concede or do you just play it out to the end yourself? Like in this situation, what would you say?
I would just play out the game, but the last round
Yeah.
just goes by super quick because I really have no outs. Like this
Yeah.
right here, I would like I would just maybe I wouldn't even roll this. I don't know. Just roll it, see if you get the wild, and move on.
Oh, he did some damages.
He's spendering.
It doesn't.
Let's see. Leif has to do to win is just double move onto his back point.
Yeah, and he still has Kingpin. I mean, Kingpin can walk up and take the middle one and
So they
throw.
might just call it. So in this case, I would just win. Okay, so Leif is opting to continue the game.
He's gonna. I mean, he's
Yeah, you
gonna
might as
walk, walk,
well
walk.
because they're injured, right? We've got
Yeah.
spectacular. Yeah, so you win that point. You win this point. You go 17 to 1. 17 to 1. So yeah, there we go. All right, we're gonna jump in there, chat.
Oh yeah, we got to interview him.
Happened, man. Like Spider Woman, the round 2, I was like, all right, I'm in a good position here on Spider Woman. Nothing, and could have had the interrogate there and everything, and it's just like everything.
Hey guys.
Yeah, you were.
Hey.
Thanks for letting us stream the game, and yeah, it was pretty brutal. Leif, you played very well. Chris, what were your thoughts on the matchup? How did you feel with the crisis come up in your team going into Leaf's team?
I'm just messing around with Spectacular some more. I think that Amazing was probably the right call in the Kingpin, but I am trying to get more reps with Spectacular under my belt, specifically on Scoundrels. I think that that's probably where I'm going to play him more. So, I mean, seeing Kingpin's always a little rough, but I'm like, all right, if I can get a couple of characters days, like the advantage goes down, and I just couldn't get anything through.
Yeah. Leif, what were your thoughts going into the crisis, and were you feeling good about the what came up?
Yeah. I don't know. I assume you looked at the roster earlier, but yeah,
it
like
was
it's
pretty
a crazy.
It was crazy for sure.
Triple affiliation thing. So like between, I'm pretty confident in covering whatever. But high point scoundrels is pretty much Kingpin.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
I don't think it makes sense to go anywhere else.
You you were you thinking, or did you have your thoughts in your mind about passing the extracts at all? Obviously, your characters like were kind of separated or isolated, the ones that had it. But
Um,
was that something that was like coming up or possibilities?
not. It was. I could have, but it made more sense for Spider-Woman to just book it to the middle of nowhere than to hand off to Sam and make him more of a target.
Yeah,
Right? Because like Web Warriors have 3 steals on the table, and 2 of them are sitting right here, which is in striking range of Sam.
yeah.
So I
Her
think it's better
moving
to just.
her so far away and with stealth, it just like was brutal for the webs player to have to deal with, especially with like no, like they're fast, but but they're not that fast. I mean, they're as fast, I guess,
Mhm.
right? So, yeah,
So I have a list building question for Leaf real quick. I
Yeah.
noticed you took gamma and research. So some people, they have their I'm a webs player first, and I'm going to have a pocket, I don't know, iHawk or something, and they don't take anything for that second matchup, just if somebody else has it. Is there a reason you take you have a mix, right? You have scoundrels and gamma, and then meteor. So you have a pay to flip, a 5-pointer, and you're very varied, and you have all the bases
Yep.
covered. Is to make it to annoy your opponent the most, or what's is there a particular reason you don't lean heavily into one particular leader for crisis?
Like I think the strength of this list is in its flexibility.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and if you lean one way, right, like as soon as your crises all go one way, then you're going to be inclined to trim the roster to
Yeah,
go harder in one direction.
makes sense.
But yeah,
Yeah,
like
no, I like what you did because I think a lot of people don't like researcher or gamma. So if you have a good, out for it, and you think your 15 is good, why not put it in your roster and say, hey, listen, what do you want to pick? We got one on each side that sucks.
yeah, like
I like
I'm happy, right? Like at 15, I could still either do a Kingpin scenario team or a brawling She-Hulk team. Like I have no problem taking She-Hulk, Fancy New Marvel, Bullseye, and Okoye.
that's a pretty cool 15.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like it. And over on Hellcannon side, Hellcannon, bring back out your list.
Yeah.
See this. So the typical webs with Wong and Crimson. So can you play defenders? This can play defenders, right?
Yeah.
If you want.
ASM, Daredevil, Wong, and Moon Knight are all defenders.
And yours is more the lean towards
It's
webs and
almost
then
always going to be webs.
yeah,
It's going to very rarely be defenders. I have the option if I really need it, but
like if you pull researcher or something.
even then, maybe not. It depends on the matchup.
Mhm.
Because like at 15, I can do. Let me see. I've been kind of workshopping this. It's what Miles, Spectacular, Moon Knight, like Wong Dynamo,
Yep.
I think,
That's
and
cool.
then that's a little obnoxious. And with the all webbed up turn, Moon Knight can really go off.
Yeah, we were talking about whether we thought webs how they pair into Kingpin on this, and it's very feels like a lot of onus is on webs to get things going early, or Kingpin can just run away with it by like sitting on the points, right?
And that's why the ASM leadership's like the smart choice in the Kingpin, like almost 100% of the
Oh
time.
yeah,
That's
because
what you should be playing.
you had like not I mean similar rosters. I mean Leaf took a lot of fast things instead of potatoes, right? No Rhino, no
Mhm.
Lizard, no Bill,
Mhm.
which I respect him for way more. And but at the same time means he can rotate as fast, and then now he has steals similar, but the leadership is just way more. I'll say proactive in a sense that like he sits there, now you have to do something, as opposed to Miles's,
Yeah.
which you're right, ASM's probably better because Miles is like, okay, I get a reroll while Leaf is barely attacking, or he's just doing auto damage with Bullseye killing everybody. It seems like.
Yeah. I also like Miles for being able to turn skulls into cover on the
Oh
ambush.
yeah,
That's a little sneaky thing to get around that.
oh
And
yeah,
like
that's right too.
Yeah, the amount of rerolls, like it makes spectacular like super tanky and pretty much anything.
But Leaf didn't attack. That's the thing. Leaf, you gotta attack people. Yes, you did
He
kill.
just kept, yeah, he just kept.
He just killed
It's
one
definitely some murder.
He did 3 to Daredevil turn 1, man.
Fair. That's fair. And then we were talking about like priority and who's gonna go first because if like you did end up doing Spider Woman first, but it was like a damned if you do, right? If you do Daredevil and try to deal with whatever his situation, because he's auto dead to
Bullseye, yeah.
Bullseye, then Spider Woman gets away, right? Like she did, and she ended up getting away anyway. But
Yeah.
you at least had a chance out of there.
Chris, you opted not to pay in advance towards Bullseye. So what were your thoughts on like why didn't you do that retaliatory attack with Daredevil from Bullseye's first attack?
So if I walk up and hit him, it's a 5 die into 3 dice with cover, and if I give him the power to parting shot, I'm automatically dead round 1. So
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
that seems bad. I think maybe I should have done it and gone over this way. I might have been able to mission objective to spectacular, but I didn't see that till after. Maybe it was the right call. I'm not really expecting Daredevil to take 3 on.
Yeah. Of
Yeah.
course. That was
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, I needed the Spider Woman gamble to pay off here because then I can interrogate and like get that one, and I think that kind of swings the points at least to be more balanced. But him getting away with one is like that's very very hard to swing back from.
After seeing the board where the who picked board side? Leaf, you picked board?
Yep.
You like the board side, or do you think having the cover of the fire truck is better? After seeing lists, of course. We were curious because, like, given that no one had a safe grab except Cat and Spider, the car and the truck seem really nice to like sit behind. But I guess in this case, Sam can sit behind it anyway.
Yeah, like I've got the fire truck here, and the thing is, with the fire truck, right, I can just block line of sight.
Yeah, so I'm thinking
camp
block
on
line
this
of sight
point.
for the grab, but you're thinking block line of sight for every other turn, right? If you ever get
in this list, whoever grabs is just going to get dangled out there.
Yeah. You just
that's just what it is. So you just go for the safest place you can.
Leaf's all about aggressive grabs, right?
Yes.
Make them do stuff. I mean, I respect it. Make the enemy try, and if they fail, like Chris did, it just snowballs so hard because everyone's, and it makes him. It just kills the spirit, right, Chris? When she gets away with one, just.
Yeah, I mean it's really hard. I had to do some pretty like risky low percentage plays just to try and swing it back because the round 2 scoring just if I don't do something, it's over anyway. So I had to go and I'm going for some low percentage Daredevil plays and things like that, and just nothing dug me out.
We saw that you were making a lot of the right moves, or like we liked a lot of the moves, but yeah, exactly. That the deficit you were in early on was tough. Would have been tough for anyone to try to. I think you're finding a lot of great moves in the situation you were in.
I mean, yeah, play to your outs, right? Like I up until I think Spectacular failed, there was a chance that I could not lose this turn. And so you gotta try, but just didn't want to go that way.
Okay, guys. Well, thank you for letting us stream the game. Congrats to Leif for making it to the finals of the Second Chance West. He'll be playing against Nobility next week, and congrats to both players for playing a great game. So thanks for letting us stream the game, and I'll catch you guys later.
Thank you.
All right, see you.
Thanks.